This is ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Cohn, and welcome to ABC 7 at 7. Topping our news tonight, the city of Sarasota is considering sending the following message to the Florida State Legislature and the United States Congress. You may not have the will to do something about the availability of assault-style weapons with large-capacity magazines, but the Sarasota City Commission wants the record to show it wants them banned. City Manager Tom Barwin wants the city to call for a ban on military-grade, high-capacity firearms, saying the weapons have no place on our streets. He's asking city commissioners to approve a resolution calling on federal, state, and local officials to limit the availability of assault weapons.
This is just emptying people's souls, and there's no reason for it. So I think we as a city would feel remiss if we didn't look at what we could do to minimize the proliferation of these weapons.
City Attorney Bob Fournier says passing the resolution could open up the city to a lawsuit from the National Rifle Association. Barwin entered into a legal battle with the NRA in previous positions in Illinois. It cost the city nearly $700,000 in legal fees. We'll have more on this story coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. The U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals is hearing arguments today over one of Florida's controversial gun laws. The Dox versus Glocks law restricts doctors from asking patients about gun ownership. Physicians say it's as important as discussing the dangers of swimming pools and cars.
What we're after is let's protect that kid and be sure that kid doesn't get killed or injured inappropriately because the firearm that's in the home is not properly stored.
When they ask about guns and then they lecture you to get rid of guns, that's politics, that's not medicine.
The National Rifle Association suggests doctors respect patient privacy and instead provide them gun safety curriculum. In Palmetto, plans to redevelop an old golf course are coming under scrutiny after a report showing there could be dangerous chemicals in the soil. Developer Highland Homes is planning to build 142 units on the old Palmview Hills golf course, but neighbors are raising concerns about public safety because of a report from Florida's Department of Environmental Protection saying the former owners improperly stored herbicides and insecticides.
Whoever the owner is responsible for cleanup if there's issues. They're responsible for any of those environmental concerns on their property.
We really want somebody independent to come in here and test the soil at various locations and say, hey, everything's all clear, or you've got a big problem here.
In a statement, Highland Homes told us it is eager to meet any and all regulatory requirements. Now to a follow-up on the Rabonia Community Center. After sitting vacant for 3 years, Manatee County is reopening Rabonia's Community Center. A summer youth program is also launching at the center today. It will run through the end of July. In May, county commissioners approved $75,000 for renovations to the community center. Earlier this year, a plan to merge the Venice Fire Department with the county went up in smoke. Now the county is considering taxing residents to make up the costs. Venice council members are discussing a fire tax which would be levied on all property owners in the city. Tax money would go to replacing aging equipment and paying pensions.
We want to basically give the fire department a much better stable revenue so they can count on equipment, the proper safety devices for them, and also the manpower that we need to operate a fire department.
Staff is now working out details of the tax. If approved, it would go into effect in 2018. And now an example of community. Sarasota Cemetery at Memorial Park has not been kept up, and now community members are taking it upon themselves. Organizers of the cleanup say the grass has not been mowed since Memorial Day, causing tall grass to block headstones.
We made everybody aware and nothing was being done. We saw that there was veterans plots out here, there's children buried out here, and so we just thought it was disrespectful, and so we wanted to help out and help the community.
Those coordinating the cleanup effort say they contacted the cemetery's owner, who says he is out of the country and does not have a lawn crew for the grounds. For the first time in decades, FEMA is updating flood maps in our area, and that could have a big impact on you and your homeowner's insurance. Some risk zones are changing, which means homeowners may have to adjust their flood insurance. Sarasota County is hosting a series of open houses. The update to update homeowners on the new maps. 2 more meetings are being held this week from 4 until 7 p.m. One on Tuesday will be at the Englewood Sports Complex. A second one will be on Thursday at the Morgan Family Community Center in Northport. And Bob, this is really important because many people don't even know if they live in a flood area or not.
Right, it is important, and obviously flood insurance is always a big issue too. And as we suggested, many of the planners for emergencies suggest that you should get flood insurance no matter where you live. If you live on top of a mountain, you never know.
Right.
But we are seeing some flooding right now, Alan, going down in Mexico. Some big flooding there as a result of the 4th named storm of the season. Danielle popped up early this morning and is now bringing some heavy rainfall and the possibility of mudslides all throughout this region. The center has now made landfall, but we don't expect any more strengthening. Top winds are at 45 miles an hour with this storm, gusts as high as 60. Interesting to note, Danielle now becomes the 4th named storm of the season, the earliest that has ever happened since they've been keeping tabs on these storms and names in the late 50s. As far as the Lakewood Ranch webcam goes, beautiful day today. Lots of clear skies for the most part. Not many storms around. You normally figure that you get a lot of activity, but what's happened is some dry air has moved in, and that dry air is associated with the front that moved on through, and that dry air will stick around too, it looks like, throughout the day tomorrow. Some showers down to our south along an old stationary front there. That front blew through yesterday and brought in that drier air. You can see 1 or 2 lone showers well off in the Gulf of Mexico. Those will continue to move off toward the west. There are still a few light rain showers lingering near the coast, just some sprinkles, if you will. Right now it's 88. That's the same as it feels out there because the dew point is so low. Look at that humidity, nice 42%. Winds are out of the east at 10 miles an hour. As tides go, upcoming low tide will be at 8:53 and a high tide at 3:14. And the forecast for boaters looks to be pretty good. A little bit breezy out there. Seas running right around 2 feet. The winds will let up a little bit in the afternoon. And the rain will be back, but not until Thursday. We'll get back to more summer-like conditions. Summer just officially started, Alan, about 25 minutes ago. So
Bob, we're trying to play baseball on the weekends here.
it's going to be tough going with those afternoon storms.
All right, thanks a lot, Bob. And still to come, more than 20,000 students in Sarasota alone are not sure where their next meal will come from. Find out what the school district is doing to keep children fed this summer. That story when we come back.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
I'm Dale Mast, and we're celebrating 40 years on the west coast of Florida.
It's our 40th anniversary, and it's time for a celebration, the Culligan Hydration Celebration. For a limited time, celebrate by taking $250 off any Culligan home system. That's $250 off Culligan water softener systems, drinking water systems, or whole house water filters. Help us celebrate our 40th anniversary, and remember,
for better water, pure and simple, call today and say,
"Hey, Culligan man."
This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Sarasota Ford.
The Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix originated in 1985 by a group of local businessmen, among them the race's brainchild, the late Gene Whipp. What began as an annual picnic at the beach for children with special needs has expanded into a 10-day festival, raising $100,000 a year for Suncoast Charities for Children and generating an economic impact of $32 million for the area.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck 39 years running, the Ford F-150, Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on-site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to 2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
It seems incredible. Here in one of the most affluent communities in the nation, too many kids depend on free or reduced lunch at school, or otherwise they may not eat at all. So what happens during the summer? ABC 7's Rick Adams is here now with more on that program. Rick.
Yeah, Alan, at least 35,000 kids in Sarasota County will benefit from this program. It's a program that is making a big difference in the lives of so many kids. The reality is, if Sarah didn't come to Gulfgate Elementary School to eat lunch each weekday this summer, she might not eat a healthy lunch at all.
It's pretty great. I eat lunch every day here at Gulfgate, and it's really good.
It could be the most important program happening in Sarasota County all summer long. Kids are being fed free and healthy, kid-friendly meals.
During the summer months, those 2 to 2.5 months that kids aren't in school, many children, if they didn't have this program, would experience undernutrition.
The summer food program is mostly funded by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, but it also has many community partners, such as All Faiths Food Bank. Kids who are 18 years old and younger are eligible to receive these free, well-balanced hot meals, which includes fruits, vegetables, and other delicious items. Kids can enjoy a free breakfast and lunch at 50 different locations in Sarasota and DeSoto counties Monday through Friday. Many kids we talked with have their personal favorites.
Pizza from lunch and cinnamon rolls for breakfast.
Chicken, the milk. I like their beans.
When all is said and done, hundreds of thousands of free meals will have been served here in Sarasota County. The summer food program does wrap up on August 12th. Since so many kids are being fed, it takes the work of a lot of committed staff and volunteers who help make it all happen day in, day out.
It's overwhelming to see the reaction on the children's faces and to see how happy they are, how excited they are when they come in. They're getting a hot meal and it's what they want. It makes it all worth it. It's great.
Food and nutrition officials in the Sarasota County School District say this is not only a way to feed the tummies of kids, but also their minds.
There's a lot of research that shows that undernutrition can affect academic learning. So those kids would be at a disadvantage when they come back to school.
Parents and the kids are thankful and grateful that a program like this is available in Sarasota County and the surrounding area.
So good because everybody puts as much effort as they can into making the food.
In addition to this summer food program, food for the whole family is available for pickup at several locations throughout Sarasota County. Also, Backpacks with Food is available for children and teens at several libraries all summer long. And for more information on this summer food program, you can log on to our website at mysuncoast.com. Alan.
Rick, thank you. And in a moment, our roundtable.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits on the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
And joining us for more on tonight's topic is Sarah Dan, Area Supervisor for the Food and Nutrition Services for Sarasota County Schools. And I appreciate you coming in tonight, Sarah. you have been with the school district for 20 years, although you don't look old enough to have worked there for 20 years. How have you seen participation in this program grow from when you started to now?
That's a great question. In 1997, our director, Dr. Beverly Gerard, wanted to reach out to the community with this program. Back then we had about 25 to 27 sites. Now we're close to 50 sites. We're also doing outreach into DeSoto County as well to help our neighbors to the east. So we've seen increase in sites, participation, and obviously increase in partnership with our community members.
What I'm trying to get at too is what percentage of students in Sarasota County were in the program when it began, and what are you seeing now?
Well, obviously there's been a huge increase in students that are eligible for free and reduced. When I started with the district, our free and reduced percentages ranged around 30 to 33%.
Of all students?
Of all students. Now half of them are eligible for meal benefits during the school year. So those students may be food insecure when they go home, and what happens when they're out of school?
That seems incredible to me, considering this is one of the most affluent communities in the country. How could almost half of the students who go to the public schools qualify for free and reduced lunch?
Well, we have a large service population in Sarasota County, and obviously the incomes of those families may not be as high. Also, too, you know, many families, when the economic downturn, you know, maybe one or two parents lost their jobs, and so that caused that increase.
And they have not bounced back yet.
We're seeing that it's heading in that direction, but I think the turnaround is slower.
Now, this program over the summer is financed by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, correct?
Yes, it is a U.S. Department of Agriculture's program. So what's really amazing about it, though, is it really outreaches to all aspects of the community. So obviously there's summer break spot or summer feeding sites in schools, but they're at Boys and Girls Clubs, they're at Parks and Recs, they're at churches, they're at libraries. So it's really just an encompassing program that reaches kids everywhere.
How stable has the funding been?
We found that it has been, you know, fairly stable over the years. Obviously, you know, anytime any kind of child nutrition reauthorization happens, you know, there could be concerns.
And I know that there was a lot of talk within the last 2 years about cutting child nutrition budgets by Congress.
Well, and that's why we as a department always tried to be fiscally responsible and really make sure that we're feeding kids, we're balancing our nutrition and our finances.
Now, the other part of this is that you are getting donations from local churches and civic organizations. Could you talk about that?
Well, that is actually going to All Faiths Food Bank. The funding for the food and the staffing for this program in Sarasota County comes from the food nutrition, from the funding we receive from the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
But is the private help that you're getting increasingly important in terms of making all of this work?
Yes. What has happened with our partnerships is we've been able to reach more kids. Also, too, with our partnership with All Faiths Food Bank, we've been able to go into DeSoto County, which doesn't have the infrastructure to provide a feeding program like this in the community. They offer that program in their schools, but their summer school only lasts 3 weeks.
Do you get any feedback from the kids, but more importantly, the parents in terms of how much this is helping?
We just had a great story that came into my production kitchen this week. We feed at Laurel Park, which is in the Laurel community. We had a mom approach one of our drivers, and she has 8 kids to feed over the summer. And this young man, he's only 20. He drives our food and gets it there hot and on time. And he actually was thanked by her because she wasn't sure what she was going to do over the summer.
Right. And you were talking in Rick's piece that about the importance of proper nutrition for kids during the school years in terms of their ability to return to school at the end of summer and be in a position to learn.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of times in America we think it's an affluent country, we have plenty of food. However, sometimes over the summer for some families that quality of meals may not be there. And so we actually have 7 registered dietitians on staff. I'm one of them. And, you know, we know that good nutrition, kids getting fruits and vegetables and the nutrients those provide is going to help them with growth, but also it helps with learning as well.
Well, let me ask you this. What should we as a community or maybe a society be doing now in terms of helping these kids with nutrition who may not know where their next meal is going to come from that we are not yet doing?
Well, we're doing a lot in Sarasota, which is amazing. The partnership between the All Faiths Food Bank, the community partners like the library, Parks and Recs, that's helping. Getting the word out. If you're not someone that's food insecure, letting people know that this program's available for maybe you have a friend that is. Giving donations to All Faiths Food Bank, volunteering. I know the food bank does food distributions, volunteering at a food distribution. It's a great way to give back to your community.
Even with all of this, are there certain kids who are slipping through the cracks who may not even have the transportation to get to one of these distribution sites, or do you find that from time to time?
That is obviously a big concern of ours, and so those conversations are going on and trying to reach out, making programming affordable for parents for summer camp is a huge component, because we do believe that there are kids in our community that don't have access to programs, may not have access to this program as well. And so we're constantly trying to let families know that this is available so that we can get that nutrition into those kids.
Because I would imagine with a lot of the families, they're so busy, mother and father, or if it's a single member family, going out to work and leaving the kids at home and not having access to either day programs or to getting out to food programs. Like
yes.
This.
And so knowing that these programs are available is helpful. Also, there's food distributions that are going on throughout Sarasota County. The backpack programs and those locations are ways to help families get extra assistance. Right. I know many communities also do food, have food pantries too.
Sarah, I want to thank you for coming in tonight.
Thank you so much.
Really important program.
Thank you.
We'll be back in just a moment.
Hurricane season is here, and Suncoast weather can go from this to this in seconds. So when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology so that we can bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
Plus, we focus on the Suncoast and track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you. Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Last fall, Florida had its first bear hunt in more than 2 decades. There was opposition before the hunt even took place. Over the weekend, protesters once again voiced opposition. On Wednesday, the Florida Wildlife Commission will vote on whether or not to have the hunt once again. And here's what you have to say. Donna Bailey writes, "We have lived here for 21 years, never seen a bear. Leave them alone, you idiots." Ellen Poser writes, "I don't like it either, but it sure beats having a bear on your porch or destroying your property trying to find food." And Laura Schließ writes, "If you did your research about the bear population, you would not be calling it necessary. Not one scientist on the FWC board, only developers and hunters. One thing in mind, money." Well, if you'd like to join the conversation about tonight's topic, just visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/news at 7. And that is all the time we have for this evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alan Cohn. Have a great night.